Hello, not Hacksaw here. Welcome back to a tutorial on how to use the Pavlov Modkit. Last time, we set up a spawn, another spawn, and a game logic. Not much else. Click your game logic, and you are going to press backspace, or you can right click up here, edit, delete. Because today, we are going to be making a custom game logic. So, let's double click our definition. Let's click custom game mode. Let's click this drop down and click custom and uncheck team deathmatch. For custom game mode label, I'm going to have this be named test game mode. Save and exit. Okay. Right click in your content browser and edit folder. I recommend using folders to organize your files. Otherwise, it may be messy and it may delay how long it takes to make something. We will name this folder logic. Okay. Double click into it and I'll click blueprint class. You're going to search for gl_base. You can use either Pavlov Game Logic, GLBase, it does not matter. I, for some reason, use GLBase. I don't think it matters though. Select and name it BP or GL for Game Logic underscore primary. Save all. For today, we are only going to be looking at custom game logic, not player proxies, player info, or global info. Well, we will get into global info, but not player proxy or player info. Right click again and search for global info and do Pavlov underscore global info. Let's name it GI for global info underscore primary. I'll save all again. Now, double click GL underscore primary. Okay, now you'll see a bunch of stuff here. None of this is important besides event graph. So let's exit out of viewport. Construction scripts, let's exit out of that. You will now be in the event graph. This is where all your coding will be done. Click and drag, and delete both of these. Now, to put functions in your event graph, you can either come up here to functions in my blueprint and click override. Alternatively, you can right click anywhere in the open event graph, anywhere, does not matter. You're gonna want context sensitive on at most times, if not all. Let's search for event on custom game mode initialized, or init. Okay, put this right there. You see this execution pin? This is basically tells you, hey, do this, whatever it's plugged into. Click and drag it, and let go anywhere. And let's do a delay. Delays are important because it makes sure that you are not doing too many tasks within the same frame. Otherwise, like I said, you may be doing too many things within one frame, which could crash the headset or the server, or both. Drag out complete it. And let's set fall damage. Now, if you want fall damage enabled, just check this little box. If you don't, uncheck it. I want fall damage, so let's get fall damage in here. Actually, let's say I don't. Let's leave it unchecked. Also, if you notice that a connection does not look straight, you can right click, left click, control left click, sorry, right click, alignment, straighten connections. This is done. Contrary to popular belief, you do not have to set round state. You do not have to do that because the server automatically sets it starting. Let's drag up here. Event on Pavlov. Event on round state changed. Let's drag this up here. Make sure it's a little somewhat aligned. Okay. On new state, you're going to drag this and you're going to search switch on ePavlov round state. Okay. On starting, on all of these actually, you're going to want a small delay. This can either be 0.1 second or 0.2 seconds. We'll leave it at 0.2. Put this right there. What we're going to do is call post round cleanup. Now, you can either call this on starting or ended. Typically, you'll call it on ended, but let's just say you have a game mode where it's multiple rounds without actually restarting the server. You can call it on starting or ended, which let's say we're doing that. What post-round cleanup does is it will automatically despawn any items, weapons, and bodies that are on the ground. Click out the execution pin, click and drag, and set round state. Let's set it to standby. In standby, actually, let's come back down to here because I forgot something quite important. Right before the delay, move this aside. Go into set game mode properties. This is extremely important, and without it, it won't work. So you see this properties, we're gonna drag it out, we're gonna make. Then we're gonna click this drop down, and this is your game mode properties. If I want this to be a free-for-all, let's check this, since I do. This will make it a free-for-all, there's no teams. Always score, it will score even at end and starting. Force no scoring will mean any scoring will have to be done manually. This is good for economies using the scoreboard. Maximum cash doesn't really matter, but it's up to you. Cash kill reward is how much they get for killing other players. Cash team kill penalty is self-explanatory. Increment team score is just what it says. Every time a team member gets a kill, it increments their team score. So we'll uncheck this since we have no teams. Auto respawn, most times you will want this. It will only work in the start at round state, and it will automatically respawn dead players. Let's check it. Respawn max delay, self-explanatory. Keep bodies, self-explanatory. It will only clean up bodies. It will not clean up the bodies until post-round cleanup is called. Keep pawn if alive is if the player is alive, pawn gets teleported to spawn area and health is restored. Inactivity threshold is how long in seconds an inactive item on the ground is good for. Inactivity dormant is how long it takes for it to go dormant. Dynamic spawns, I believe we talked about that last time. Spawn ghost on login means if you're familiar with how you become a ghost upon death, it will do that when they log in, when they first join the server. Let's tick that. Round duration, if round duration is set to 0, it will never, well, not necessarily never, but it will just increment the counter instead of decreasing it. It'll just say how long the server's been up. Let's keep that there, the way it is. But if we want it to say be 30 minutes, 1800 seconds. Let's keep it at 0. Now we can come back up here. On standby, we're going to do a delay. Then we're going to do spawn and possess pawns. Spawn and possess pawns spawns the players. Pretty self-explanatory. From there, let's set round state. And let's start it. Now in start it, you don't really have to do anything unless... This is really case dependent on what you're doing. I'll just drag out a delay for now, and I'll leave everything else blank since I'm not really doing anything. On ended, let's drag out one more delay. Let's put it right here. And then we're going to do post round cleanup just to ensure that anything that's on the ground or whatever is gone. Then we're going to, and let's kill all alive players. Okay. That will obviously kill all players. And then let's just I guess what we could do for now is set round state, start it. Well, starting. Pretty much what this means is every time that the round is done, even though it will never be done, it will post-run cleanup, kill all live players. Actually, let's swap these around. Let's swap these around just because if we call post-run cleanup before killing them, any items that drop off the player's bodies will still be there. Well, they won't because of this, but it's still good practice. Okay. So that's basic logic. But I guess for now, let's unstart it. Let's spawn item. Now I have the Dark at 26 function library, but you're going to want Pavlov API. Drag out params, make. Let's organize this a little bit so it's not all jammed together. Okay. And what we'll do here on player, well, let's break this link, sorry. Do a for each loop. And we're going to do get players. All right. From here, you're going to do this and this. This will spawn a knife in the dominant hand of every single player. ID, you can come to the Pavlov wiki, item IDs. You can spawn anything with an ID. Spawn an inventory, well, as long as you don't have dominant hand enabled, it will spawn it in whatever inventory slot that you picked. 0 is their left pocket, 1 is their right pocket, 2 is their back, and everything else is their chest. Spawn in world will override player and player/inventory params. It'll just spawn it wherever this transform is. Okay, now that we've done that, let's do one more thing before we're done. Event on player spawned. What we're going to do is drag this out and we're going to break. From here, we can just copy and paste this. Let's drag it over. Let's connect it. From player to player state. And what this will do is every time a player respawns, it'll respawn them with a knife. Click compile and click save. Now you have successfully made a game mode where players will respawn with knives, and that's pretty much all they get. Right now, you can set this to whatever duration. What it will do is it will post-run cleanup, it will spawn and possess pawns, give everyone a knife, and then it will, on end it, kill all alive players, post-run cleanup, and restart. Let's exit out of this, and let's click and drag our GL_primary into here. Real quick, let's go into global info, which we'll cover more in the next video. Event on global info initialized. Set limited ammo type. Let's have it unlimited. You can have limited, generic, limited specific, custom, limited special only, boxless mode, and unlimited. File save, oops. Oops. Let's save all. In here, you're going to drag global info to global info class, player info to player Pavlov player info, player proxy to Pavlov player proxy, definition to definition. Save all. Congratulations, you now have a custom game mode. Thank you for watching.